Hello, my name is Tristan Sovajo. Um, if you're watching this video, then I guess good for you. I was inspired to make this video by the video of Shane Bitney Crone. His story is amazing, and you should definitely check out the movie that they made um, about his story. It's called Bridegroom. In fact, Redbox is saying that they're going to have it in uh, all of their locations all across the country and available for rent, and it's also on Netflix, and it was on the O Network, Oprah's television network. But anyways, um, one of the things that I've really been trying to do is figure out the best way that I could communicate with people. Um, I really want to try to figure out how I can improve my own feelings about myself, um, improve my own feelings about my situation, where I've been, where I'm going, um, learn how not to victimize myself, and learn how not to blame other people for things that they're not responsible for. I think one of my biggest problems has been in transferring blame. With a lot of the different things that I've gone through, it's been very easy for me to turn around and expect, based on initial contact, that that person is going to hurt me or is going to have the intentions to screw me over in some way. And unfortunately, it's a very deep-rooted issue, and I plan on going through all of that in a series of a couple videos that I plan on making. Um, but as I said, I really want to try to make a difference, and it's really hard to feel like you're a whole person if you go through your life and you feel like there there's an entire piece of who you are that's been completely stolen away from you because of the person that other people tell you that you have to be. Um, there's a very large black hole, not just in memories, but in feelings, and sometimes I feel like I can make a difference, and sometimes I feel like maybe I can't, and I feel like I have to collect things or people in order to fill that void. Um, I want to make a change in that, and I really want this to be the outlet for that. Because I hurt. I hurt every day. I hurt so much emotionally. Sometimes I hurt physically. And I look at my life and I look at where I've been and I look at where I'm going and I think to myself, oh my God, you're making so many positive changes. But then there's always that moment where you really look at your life and I don't even really know how to describe it. It's like, and I've used this actually before several times, I feel like my life is balanced in a string between the hands of the fates, and I feel like the blade or the scissors or whatever you want to call them, or it has a serrated edge, and every single time I get to a point in my life where I think that things are going to get better, they run that blade, they just dance it. They've no intentions of cutting it. Not that I want them to, I promise. I want to live. Um, but they make it dance, the string, and I fall backwards, and I'm tired of falling. I don't want to fall, because when I fall, I feel like I have no purpose. And I want to have purpose. I'm 31 years old, and I'm a freshman at UConn. I finished my high school diploma in 2012, and I'm in my second semester right now. And it's scary. I feel like the world is such a scary place because all of my peers are so young, and dating and communicating is so hard because while I know that I can do it, I have nothing in common with anyone my age. I feel like I'm lost, and then that black hole, that empty space opens back up, and I feel like, what am I doing? Why am I feeling this way? Why is this my fault? What did I do? What did I do to put myself here? And I'm proud of myself for doing what I'm doing. I'm happy to be here, but it's more than just being here in school and being old and older. It's about not having a connection with anybody who can really understand what I'm going through. Oh, sorry. Right now I'm dating somebody. It's been a few days past a month for us, and that one's hard because he's 19. His name is Brandon. He is beautiful, and I know that I love him already for so many reasons. One of them, I think, is just in his touch. I think that's one of the places where I feel it the most when he stays over and I'm laying in bed, and I feel his face right on the back of my shoulder behind my neck, and I feel it, and it's warm. I feel that, and my mind translates that as that he loves me, and he says that instead of saying I love you, well, we do say that, but we say no one else, and it's such an incredible feeling. And I have that, and I'm happy for it. We'd been talking online, on and off for a while, and I, of course, was in it's just a failing relationship when we first started talking, so it was just on and off conversation, and which was not that much different than that relationship that I was in and out of. Just, I don't even want to get started on that. But we talked again after my ex and I broke up, and it struck me that I shouldn't be involved with somebody this young. It seemed to me as though it was going to be something that would conflict with what I was going through at school, which certainly was the idea of dating here at UConn. The dating pool is between 17 and 25, and there's mixed reactions. I'm told I'm too old. I'm told that I'm, I have nothing in common with them, etc., 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 which it couldn't be further from the truth. I actually had one 25-year-old tell me that I was too old, and he told me that there are certain physical changes that occur when someone gets past 25, and because I'm already 5 years past that, we are already too different physically, and he wants to be with somebody who will mature with him physically and emotionally at the same rate. Naturally, I told him to go to hell. But I had an accident last month. On the 9th of November, I fell, and I broke my fibula, and I broke that in 2 places, which really, really stunk. I had gone out with several friends, one of whom is the person I would consider probably my best friend here at UConn, and her name is Laura, and she's amazing. She's adorable and so incredibly intelligent and just an amazing person. And I have other friends that I consider very close. Becca and Becca, both Beccas are great. Ted, the rabbi and his wife from Chabad here off campus. The 2 Jordans, and well, everybody, all of my brothers. I'm in a fraternity here on campus, a Jewish fraternity called Sigma Alpha Mu, which is just colonizing, and I consider every single one of them to be my family. But anyways, I fell, and I broke my fibula, and I was brought to the emergency room, and I had to lie and tell them that Laura was my sister, and she held up her end and confirmed it and rode with me, and it was really great, having her there, having that support. I'm trying to find. I have pictures, not of, well, of the scar, but definitely not of what it looked like at the time of the accident. Other than that, was me in the ambulance, and that leg, left leg, you can't really tell, and that was one of the issues that I had in dealing with people, is they're like, oh no, it's not broken, there's no real bruising or cutting or anything. But then time came around, and where are ya? I had to have surgery on my leg, and that's what it looks like inside now. And this is me and Brandon, and I actually got to spend Thanksgiving with him and his family. But anyways, to tie Brandon in to this whole scenario, gosh, my nose. I had talked to him the day before I fell, and he had told me that he was going to be a nurse, and I said, oh, ha 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 ha, and jokingly, I said, well, I could use a man to take care of me, and he said, why? You're planning on breaking something, and then, sure enough, the next day I fell and I broke my leg, and the day after that, Brandon felt so bad that he drove here, and he picked me up at Hillel, where I had stayed I had been staying, and he brought me to my room and helped me get up the 4 flights of stairs. Well, I guess technically 8 flights of stairs to get up to the 4th floor of the building I was in, and he stayed the night with me and helped me shower. That was our first date. Me standing naked in the shower, him standing outside the shower, trying to look away, holding my leg and cast out of the water. So needless to say, we started off as the odd couple, and I'm really happy for that. I feel like, while it really sucks to have a broken leg, and yes, I'm in a fancy RoboCop boot, um, it still it still feels to me like it was meant to happen, and I feel like it was meant to happen so that I could meet Brandon. And I know that's a really corny way to look at it, but that's what I feel. Um, One of my new hobbies that I've developed in my time here is baking challah. It's one I baked at Brandon's house for his family. That is a 20-pound turkey, or whatever you want to call it, a big turkey pan that filled the whole thing. It was ridiculous, but it was delicious, and his family loved it, and I had a lot of fun making it. So, it sucked because I spent my first Hanukkah here, um, stuck on campus. This was my menorah, right there. It's wonderful. And I don't know. I just kind of occupied myself with finding ridiculous things to send people and Facebook and studying. I've got one exam tomorrow morning, my Hebrew exam. Ugh, I'm doing so terribly in that class. I'm just not up to speed with it. But through the whole thing, Brandon's been there, and he's been supportive, and my other friends have been supportive in helping me with studying. And the university moved me into a huge handicap room with a bed, and as you can see, I've made a complete mess of it. And the day bed could be better. I'm not a big fan of the fancy quilting that they've given me, but it's whatever. So I had my last checkup, and I should be going to physical therapy in January. And this is what it looks like with the stitches and everything, with the cast taken off before I got the air boot. And it doesn't really hurt anymore. I mean, not like it did before, but I don't know. It's not too bad. But yeah, I live on campus. I am a history major changing to Judaic studies. My goal is to either be a professor in Judaic studies or run a Hillel. So I spend a lot of time at Hillel, and I've had my ups and downs, as everybody does. But I consider Gary, the director there, to be an incredible resource, and he's very supportive, and he loves his Hillel, and he loves all of his students, and he really displays that in the space. And of course, there's there's Abby, who coordinates all of the student activities and everything, and then there's Al Gom, who is hilarious, who is from Israel, and he's our representative. He does everything from Huskies to Israel to um, uh, being the liaison for Birthright. He's a great guy, hilarious, and everybody loves him. In fact, yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday. Oh yeah, it's Thursday. It's the 12th of December. 12/12/2013, and it's 7:40. I've been talking for almost 19 minutes. But yeah, that's that whole crew. I love my professors. Susan Einbinder, if anybody goes to UConn or is planning on going to UConn, take one of her classes. She's amazing. She is adorable. I can't even put into words. The breadth of knowledge housed within that woman is amazing. She is one of the smartest people I've met at that school. Stuart Miller, who runs the Judaic Studies department, he is amazing. Just his Jewish Lit and Civ class completely blew my mind and opened my eyes, and was the stepping stone in my decision to officially convert to Judaism. Yeah. My kippah, one of many, and I also wear the tzitzit, which is the robe. Got the perforated one because I get really worked up on these crutches and it gets hot and I sweat. But yeah, I don't know the conversion. I'm also working. I'm taking the Hebrew class, as I said before, with Sherry Shemesh, who is the most adorable person in the entire world. However, I don't know where it is, but the textbook is a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. It's just college level languages are not my thing. but I have a language requirement, so I have to go through it, and I figured Hebrew would be the best, most logical choice, because obviously, as a Jew, you need to be able to read. So that's what I'm doing. And then there were just a few gen eds. Philip Green was a great professor in anthropology, and of course Lucas Proctor, his TA, was awesome too. Um, my heart of hearts, Professor Mackey. Adrienne Mackey is just amazing. She's such an incredible resource, and she's another reason why I was inspired to make this video. She teaches drama here at UConn, and I took her intro to theater class, and I was just really blown away by the energy that she had for the class, and the materials that she used. Just vivacious, just completely out there in the most endearing way, and I couldn't ask for a better person to really look up to. Um, and I've submitted a lot of things, including the story that I'm expressing to you. And she's offered to help me with, asking questions and helping to develop and then figure it out. Because I really do want to find a way to publish or present my life, maybe in a play or a book, something, so that I can help out educate other people. That's really my end goal, is to be a pillar of support to people to help end the types of abuse and neglect that I suffered when I was younger. Um, I guess that's enough about school, really. As far as the conversion process, that is something that I will bring up in my next video. Like the next video, I think I'm just going to take some time to really talk about my feelings about my sexuality and the conflicts that I had, and dealing with it, and dealing with the way that people saw me before I even knew who I was, and how that really is related to Judaism for me, and of course my relationship with my family and in school and with other people. For now, this is just kind of an introduction, kind of a schizophrenic stone hopping across the pond of what memories I have. And I look forward to making the next video, and I hope that we can visit each other soon. Bye. Or no, see you later.